And we are live, folks. Welcome to this episode of the Jimnasium Tailgate. We are going to be breaking down the MAC for you guys. That's right, the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. You know it. I know it. We all know it. We all love it. MACtion is what makes the world go round. And it's a fun, awesome conference. I am joined by the one and only Court Vision, the man, the myth, the legend, the fucking East Coast with the most Magic Mike. How's it going, my man?
Yes, sir. The shit talking, beach walking. Y'all gather around because me and Jim are about to start talking MACtion. Can't wait. Love it. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. Before we get into it, the Jimnasium is sponsored and brought to you by Manscaped. That's right, folks. I am a hairy individual. You look very clean cut. You look like a very well kept together man. I like to see that. You know what else is well kept together? My pubic area. All thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. And I used promo code XFL for 20% off and free shipping. And so should all of you. That's right. Use promo code XFL at checkout at Manscaped, and you get 20% off and free shipping. They're doing a whole fucking deal for you guys. You want your junk, your pubic area, your butthole to look like a fucking smooth turtle shell? I know I want that. What you should do is after this podcast, go there. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code XFL. Get your 20% off. Get your free shipping. And fucking have a clean taint. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes, sir. Some people, I'm looking at you, Deshaun Watson, go to Asian spas to get their undercarriage taken care of, but Manscaping, the way it goes, sounds like it.
You fucking should be going to Manscaped. I'll say that right now.
Exactly.
Anyway, we got the MAC going this week. This is one of my favorite conferences to watch. It's always a treat at the end of October when you get into November, like October, November, when you get MACtion going on during the regular week. It's so fucking fun to watch. The games are always crazy. There's nothing like pulling up like a Wednesday night MAC game. That's got a special feeling.
Especially for gamblers because you get a ton of sweat because you think you get these teams pegged down and then they're playing somebody at home that they're better than and the better team loses. It's the MACtion. There's nothing like it. It's unpredictable. It's a capper's nightmare, but hey, you gotta love it.
Do you have a favorite MAC team?
Oh, probably Toledo. They've had so many fun players come through there. I was a huge Logan Woodside fan.
That's a solid choice.
They're fun, man. They're fun. I like Toledo. And plus the coaching tree just gets more and more interesting.
I vary between I like Kent State, but I think right now with the run they're on, there's something about Chris Creighton, and I just love Eastern Michigan. I think I'm a simp for Eastern Michigan.
Dude, the gray field, you can't get away from the gray field.
I love it. I love it. I'm a big sucker for like gimmicky like field colors. That's what probably drew me to Coastal Carolina so hard. Love Western Kentucky, love Boise. I give me more colored fields.
Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington is so good.
It's so creepy when you see it on the field. It's so it throws your senses all off everywhere. It's awesome. I love it.
That's the thing about Eastern Michigan is you get that gray field on your TV. Something just feels kind of weird about it when you're watching them. And I just love it.
And their play style just fits it. I don't know. They're just smash mouth, and I don't know. It's they're not sexy, but they're fun, and they're good, and they're well coached.
Well, anyway, let's get down. We're breaking down, as always, we're breaking down every single team for you guys, every conference, week by week by week. We got the MAC. Let's get into it, starting off with, in my opinion, this is like the worst team in college football, Bowling Green, with an over-under of 1.5 wins.
Man, they are the dog shit of college football. Not a lot changing this year, man. It's a fun one because it was one you're researching and you're looking at stuff and you just get to laugh at how bad they are. They averaged, now they played 5 games, but they averaged 11.4 points per game. They had 1 touchdown pass in 5 games. Hey, meanwhile, what'd they do on the defensive side of the ball? They gave up 45 points per game.
Oh,
how about this one? This was my favorite. I was laughing harder and harder. And then I got to this one. And I was like, this is one of the best football statistics I've ever seen in my life. Opponents scored 96% of the time they reached the red zone. 76% of them were touchdowns. That's pathetic.
I mean, for the last at least 2 or 3 years, Bowling Green has been an auto fade for me, and it's been like cash and checks every week.
Yeah, I feel like UMass is the popular auto fade that everyone knows about.
Everyone knows about UMass. Everyone knows UMass. Everyone knows UConn. Bowling Green is like secretly worse than both of them.
by far. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and dig into this schedule?
Let's get into this one. So they start the season at Tennessee. Congratulations, Tennessee. You're starting off the season with a win. We got DJs, we got Leo in here. UMass, Slamhurst, baby. They're better than Bowling Green. I'll say that much. But anyway,
they are.
We got Tennessee to start out with. Good job on the Volunteers to schedule a win to start their season.
Yes, and their new coaching tenure. Perfect.
Jeez, they're getting a win there. So they're losing. Bowling Green's losing that one. South Alabama, Murray State after that, both at home. Maybe Murray State, but I don't see it.
I got it as an L, man.
Maybe. That's an L. So they're 0-3 at Minnesota, at Kent State. I don't see anything there.
Nope, not even close.
Akron after both of them, and maybe Akron was really bad last year and the year before, but I think Akron's kind of taken that turn that I don't see Bowling Green doing.
Yeah, last year, I think it was last year when Akron beat the holy hell out of them. They were two of the worst teams in the country.
They were the worst it was last year. They were the worst two teams in college football. They were auto fade because the MAC played a shortened season. Both of them were auto fade. And I remember I did a hashtag Garage Certified for this game. And I was like, I don't know who to fucking pick. Both these teams are terrible because they've both been losing by shitloads. So I was like, oh, I'll go Bowling. I'm pretty sure I picked Bowling Green. And Akron beat them by 40 points.
I actually went heavy on Akron. I couldn't believe myself being so confident in Akron. But Bowling Green just brings that out of you, I guess, man.
They're so bad. Anyway, after Akron, they're at NIU. Then they get Eastern Michigan at home. I have both these penciled in as losses.
2 more L's.
And then at Buffalo right before the bye. If this was any other team, I could see them maybe sneaking up on a Buffalo that has a very shortened coaching season, but I don't see it with Bowling Green. So that's another loss. They finished the season with Toledo at home and then at Miami of Ohio, then Ohio at home.
I got them 0-12.
I don't see this team winning a game. At most, I have them winning 1.
There's 2 on the table with Akron and Murray State at home.
Those are the 2. But I'm not confident in either one.
You're not going to win both.
This is an easy play on the under.
An easy play on an under 1.5.
Didn't we have that with what was it, a Sun Belt team?
I believe
it was an independent team.
Well, we had UMass 1.5 where they had back one. That was an easy over.
That was the easy over. This one's an easy under. This is disgusting.
It's pathetic. Yeah, I think we spent enough time on
that's enough of them. The other terrible team that I feel like is coming a little bit around, we got Akron with an over-under of 2.5.
Absolutely, man. I think Tom Arth is to get this thing going. I like him. He did it right. He went to his alumni at John Carroll. That's where he played. He was a quarterback there. He coached there. He did well. I don't sit with the roster, but I just like his mentality.
I like the coach. Yeah, I'm with the coach. Who did they fire? Was it Bowden?
It was Terry Bowden.
I didn't know why they fired him.
I have no idea. They had him in the MAC championship 2 years before they fired him.
Yeah, and then anyway, they start the season at Auburn and then get Temple at home. Those are tough games to start out with. An SEC team and then a very physical Temple team. Those are both losses to me.
I got them obviously the L to Auburn pretty easily. I come with a win at home against Temple.
Man.
I don't know if you've dug into Temple this year. They are not looking good. They are in such a transition phase. It looks really bad.
Jeez. I always just kind of have Temple penciled in as this physical, tough defensive team.
And they were, for the longest, but they've turned over a couple coaches and the philosophy's changing. And I love Temple. They're such a fun team.
But, don't they have NIU's old coach?
Yeah, I do. Rod Carey.
That's right. That does give me a little bit of hesitancy because he was always a 6-win kind of guy in the MAC.
Right, yeah, but then NIU lost them, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But I got a win for Akron just being at home.
I could see it. I'll give them the loss there. Then they get Bryant. I'll have them winning that one.
Got them with a win there as well.
So you're already at 2. I'm at 1. Then they get at Ohio State and Ohio back-to-back. Those are both losses to me.
2
Then they get at Bowling Green and at Miami. I'll have them winning at Bowling Green and losing to Miami.
Yeah, go in, push Bowling Green shit in, and then lose to Miami.
Yep. So you already have the over there. I'm 1 game away. I have them beating Buffalo before the bye.
I have them losing to Buffalo.
I think I have the opinion of Buffalo that you have of Temple.
I'm not super high on Buffalo, but they do have some talent on the team.
They have talent, but I think Akron can get them there. I don't like that it's after a back-to-back like stretch.
Right.
That's rough, but I do like that it's before the bye. So it's kind of that weird situation. After the bye, they get Ball State and at Western Michigan. I would have those both as losses.
2 L's for me as well.
And then they finish off the season with Kent State at home and at Toledo.
2 more losses.
It's 2 more losses. I think we both have them at 3, though.
Yeah, I got them at 3.
This is a very tentative over for me.
A very slight lean because some of those games could go either way. I could easily see them losing to Temple, but yeah.
I could easily see them losing to Temple or Buffalo. Those are the only 2 wins. Like Bryant, I see. Bowling Green and Bryant, I see as like those are like locked in wins. The other one is just very hard to come by to me.
It is pretty tough. I mean, Akron and Kent State, I'm an Ohio guy. Kent State's in a way better position right now than Akron is, but
Kent
that
State,
is a rivalry.
I think Kent State's in a really good spot.
I do too. It is a rivalry, so it could get squirrely being in Akron, but yeah, I mean, this is a stay away, but you got to make a pick, so we both got them at 3. I guess it's a lead on the
Exactly. Up next, the team we did talk a little bit about, Northern Illinois with an over-under of 4 wins. What's your opinion on Northern Illinois? Because they beat Nebraska not too long ago. I'm a Nebraska fan. And I've always thought they've been like a pretty consistently decent MAC team. They've been like kind of like pretty good as far as I remember.
They have a lot of fun players come through there. I remember Jordan Lynch back in the day was so much fun. Quarterback turned running back when he went to the NFL, but he was a fun player, and they've had a lot. They had a defensive lineman a couple years ago. Sutton was his last name. I know that.
Yeah.
He was nasty, but they're just straight down the shitter. They're going the wrong direction.
They're in a rough spot. I feel like I never know how to pick Northern Illinois. They're one of those teams that like they kind of, as far as the MAC goes, as far as the MAC can, they're one of the teams that kind of has like a name recognition.
Absolutely, they do.
So everyone kind of overvalues them a little bit.
I feel like that is strongly reflected in the over-under that we have laid before us here. So.
Yep, they start the season off at Georgia State and then Wyoming at home and then at Michigan. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, at Georgia Tech, Wyoming, Michigan. I got them losing all 3.
I got them losing all 3 there, too. Then they get the Maine Black Bears coming into town.
Give them a win.
I'll give them a win, but Maine, I don't sleep on the Black Bears.
It ain't easy. It ain't an easy one. No.
And then they get Eastern Michigan at home and at Toledo. I give them 2 L's there as well. And then they get Bowling Green at home and at Central Michigan before the bye. I got them 1 win there.
Yeah, give them a win on that. Absolutely.
A bye week, and then at Kent State.
I'll just spoil the surprise. I got them losing the last 4 games. They're terrible.
Yeah, and then Ball State at Buffalo at then Western Michigan. They're winning 2 games.
That's what I got is 2-10. I'll give you a couple notes on this team.
I could see 3. I could see the Buffalo. I'm gonna give Buffalo is like a toss up to almost any team. Honestly, I could see it. But they're not winning more than 3. They're not winning more than 3 games.
No, there's no way they get to the 4. 4 would be the absolute season that I don't even see. So there's no way they're getting over 4. It's ridiculous. This is one of my favorite plays. Heavy on the under. Some of the highlights that you got Rocky Lombardi coming in from Michigan, transferred there. He was nothing special at Michigan State. The defense, they got a lot coming back in a sense of they were kind of bad last year. There's a lot of second-year freshmen that got to play last year that experience. So there is that, but this team's a dumpster fire. 2-10 is where I got them. and it's one of my favorite unders.
I got him at 3 so far. My favorite two are both unders with Northern Illinois and Bowling Green. Up next, we got Miami of Ohio, the better Miami, in my opinion. They start the season off really rough at Cincinnati and at Minnesota back to back.
Yeah, so you're dropping 2 L's, and now we're getting into that area of the MAC that is so fun, where they're all teams that could go 6-6. So this
literally
is
like this, like Miami of Ohio to I would say Buffalo. Maybe you could even put Toledo in there. They could all go 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, nothing would surprise you. I got Toledo on an upper echelon there, but
I am with you on Toledo. Spoiler alert: I actually have them winning the conference.
Yeah, it's close, but yeah,
it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. But we have 2 L's here for Miami of Ohio to start out. Then LIU at home just to get a W there.
Yeah, you got to like that.
Gotta love that. Then they get at Army and then Central Michigan at home.
I got them dropping 2, dropping the Army at Army, and then I never like to take a team following up the triple option. So
yeah, I got 2 L's there as well. We both have them at 1 win at Eastern Michigan and then Akron.
I got 2 wins there though.
This is what makes it so hard is I can see the Eastern Michigan win. I can see it. But I think in my opinion, this is the year Chris Creighton, what was it, 2019? They had a lot of like 1-score losses, a lot of really close games. I think this year they turned those around into wins. So I'm gonna give Miami of Ohio 2 losses here. A loss and a win. They're beating Akron.
I would love to see Eastern Michigan. I actually hate Miami of Ohio. I can't stand that team. But Brett Kurt is still the quarterback there. He was freshman of the year in 2019, and that's the Miami of Ohio team that did end up winning the MAC.
He's good. They're a good team. I could see, like, if you want a long shot, I think you can get some good odds on Miami.
Hey, this over under is 4.5, and this team could easily go over that.
They could easily go under. So I have them with 2 wins. You have them with 3. Then they get at Ball State and the bye week. I have them losing that one.
I have them losing both. Even with the bye week in between the back-to-back ways.
The at Ohio, I have them losing to both those Ohio teams. And then they finish the season with Buffalo at home, Bowling Green at home, and at Kent State.
I got them going 2-1 with a loss at the end of the season to Kent State.
I'm exactly right there with you. I think I have them exactly at 4.
I have them at 5-7.
This is a very tentative under for me. This is tough.
It's only a lean for me to the over.
It's the same lean with an under for me. We're gonna keep saying it. Probably these MAC teams, like over under wise, it's very much. I would probably if you want to be safe with your money, stay away. If you want to be a degenerate and gamble on every game, do it. But the way I like to play the MAC is I like to take a team that I kind of feel is a long shot, like in this sort of 6-6 range. I like to pick them to win the conference. Honestly,
that's the way to go. Honestly, and that's where you really get into breaking down the teams in the MAC. When you got a team that has a good quarterback and a solid defense and run the ball, just the fundamental things, that's the team that could win the MAC.
Because I could very easily see Miami beating Central Michigan, beating Eastern Michigan, like taking it. Like Ball State and Ohio is a little bit harder, but I could see them beating like Buffalo, Bowling Green, and Kent State to end the season. And the fact that I can visualize them, and it's not out of the realm of possibility to see them in the MAC championship. Just the fact that I can see them there, whatever odds you're finding them to get to the MAC to like win the MAC, those are probably good odds,
right? Especially with an over under of
exactly with an over under of 4.5. It's like you're gonna get some
odds.
Good fucking odds on this. Up next, we have the Kent State Golden Flashes with an over-under win total of 5.
Yeah, and you got Sean Lewis back with 8 starters on an offense that now, mind you, they only played 4 games, but they were first in total offense last year.
They were good.
Mm-hmm.
They were a fun team. I think they're also bringing back a lot.
Absolutely. They bring back, here's the main piece, Daniel Crum, their quarterback. This is over 17 games, so it's a pretty good sizable sample size here. 70% completion, 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. 950 rushing yards, 10 rushing TDs. That's through 17 games. He's a stud.
That's a very studly move there.
Yes, sir.
So Kent State, they start the season at Texas A&M and VMI at home.
I got an L and a win. VMI
I got a win. I got an L and a win there. VMI, don't sleep on VMI, but they're probably going to win that one. Then they get at Iowa and at Maryland back to back. That's tough.
You look at that Maryland game and see it. You see Maryland losing, but I got back-to-back L's.
And up next, then they get Bowling Green and Buffalo at home. I actually have them winning both of those ones.
2 wins as well.
So we got them we both have them at 3 wins, and then they get at Western Michigan, at Ohio.
I got 2 L's there on the away games.
I have 2 L's, but that's tough. I could see him going like 1-1, but I'm gonna pencil in 2 L's. Then they get the bye week, then they get NIU at home, have them winning that one.
Absolutely, me too.
Then they finish the season off at Central Michigan, at Akron, and then Miami of Ohio at home.
I have them 2-1 to finish off with a loss to Central Michigan.
I have them with 2-1 there. I have 2-1. What was that? I have them at 6?
Yeah, but I have them at as well. Yeah, we both got them at 6.
That's a 6. That's a lean on the 6 there.
Same here. Lean on the over. Yep. I like that one, but I don't want to be too confident yet in Kent State.
I do like the over more for Kent State because I can see more wins than losses on the schedule.
Right. And Sean Lewis is doing a hell of a job there.
He is a good coach.
That was a nightmare team a few years ago. So, yep.
Okay, next team up, Western Michigan. If you listen to the Jimnasium, you know we're all about our directional Michigan schools here, and there are reasons for that. I'm not sure exactly what those reasons are, but we have them. They start the season off at Michigan and Illinois at home, and then at Pitt. Holy fuck, what a way to start the season.
Yeah, Mac loves to load them up.
God, they really do.
I got them 1-2 in those games, but
I got them 0-3. I don't see them beating any of those ones.
Oh, you have them losing to Illinois State?
No, is it Illinois State? I thought it was just Illinois.
Illinois State.
Oh, yeah, for sure 1-2. That's my bad on the schedule there. That's way better than just having 2 Big Ten teams in Pitt back to back to back. I have them with 1-2 there. Then they get San Jose State and at Buffalo.
I got them 1-2. I'll tell you why. I got them losing to Buffalo at Buffalo. I do have them beating San Jose State, regretfully, because I love the Spartans.
Okay.
Here's why. It's the second of a back-to-back for San Jose State. The game before it, they play Hawaii, which is really, that's across the world, basically.
It is. Yeah, that is fair. When I do like taking teams off of the Hawaii game.
Yes.
That's always a good move to do. I can understand it. I'm going to have them losing to San Jose State there and beating Buffalo, but we still have them either way. They're going 1-1 there. So we both have them at 2 wins. Then they get Ball State, Kent State, and then at Toledo before the bye week.
I actually have them going 2-1 in this stretch, which is a hell of a stretch. Ball State plays Army before they play.
Love
Western
that.
Michigan.
I love that.
So yeah. This team, Jalen Hill, they have 2 wide receivers that are top talent in the MAC. They have Jalen Hill, who only had 12 catches, 7 went touchdowns. And Skylar, keep an eye on the top wideouts in the conference.
It's good shit right there. I would probably also I'll have them winning 2 there as well, just because I'm a directional Mish guy. So I think we both have them at 4 wins so far. Then they go to the bye week. Then they get Central Michigan at home, Akron at home, and finish off the season at Eastern Michigan and at NIU.
I got them going 3-1 in the final stretch, winning the 2 home games, and then splitting the road games with a loss to Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, I think I'm higher on Western Michigan than Central Michigan, so I'm going to join that with you there. I have them going 3-1 as well. What does that put them at? Like 7?
I got them at 7-5.
7-5.
Yeah, there's a lot of explosive talent on this team. It's a lean for me on the over, but it's the over.
That's a fairly confident lean. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna give that my fairly confident lean.
I would love to
Great.
see Tim Lester get this team back on a track like PJ Fleck had them. They're a fun team when they're firing.
Oh, and that PJ Fleck year was amazing to watch.
Especially with how garbage they were before that.
Row the fucking boat. Up next, we have we're in the directional Mich category right now. We have Central Michigan with an over-under of 6.5. I feel like nobody talks about the Chippewas. This is where the team that just nobody talks about.
Yeah, they've been such a consistently good team for the most part over the last decade for a MAC team. Anyway, Jim McElwain's starting to get the thing together. He has that very attractive superimposed picture of him naked with that shark, which is like my favorite thing in college football ever.
It's beautiful.
It's real to me, damn it. But I think this is the year we're going to start to see Jim McElwain really turn the corner with this team.
I definitely think so. They start the season off at Missouri, then they get Robert Morris, and then they play at LSU. So a cupcake in between two SEC beatdowns.
Right, a win between two losses.
That's rough, but at least they get the one win. Then they get FIU at home, at Miami, and at Ohio.
I have the win for FIU and the win at Miami. Miami's coming off of playing Army the week before, sticking with that trend.
Yeah, it's a good trend to stick with. I'll probably I'll do the same just because they're a directional Mich school. So we both have them at 3 wins, and then they get Toledo and NIU going into the bye week. I have them 1-1 there.
I have them 1-1 as well.
So we got them at 4 wins so far. Then they get finish the season at Western Michigan, Kent State at home, at Ball State, and Eastern Michigan at home.
I have them 2-2 to end the season with a win over Kent State and Eastern, losses to Western and Ball State.
I'll give them 1-3 there. That's a tough end. I can't see them beating like Kent State. I can see them beating one team out of this whole stretch. I can't see them beating like 2. That's a tough end stretch to the season.
This team has some interesting things. Jacob Sermon has transferred from Washington to play quarterback for the Chippewas. That gives McElwain a really good, highly touted quarterback prospect. Khalil Pimpleton is one of the most fun players to watch in the entire country. He's a do-everything guy. He's all over the field, and McElwain uses him accordingly. And they had last year, Lou Nichols III, and he's got 4 O-linemen back in front of him as he is the running back. So a lot going on.
There's a lot going on in the Michigans. I have them on the under. I'm going to lean under with Central Michigan.
I'm actually leaning under too because I have them with 6 wins, but I do like the direction of the team.
I am also a fan of the direction. I just think that 4-game stretch at the end of the season is just too tough. Up next, we have my favorite directional Mich school, Eastern Michigan, with an over-under of 6.5. They're putting respect on the man Chris Creighton's name with this win total.
Absolutely. I like the win total, and I like the fact that they brought in Ben Bryant from Cincy, who was, their quarterback's name, Ritter.
Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, Ben Bryant is transferring. He's been his backup over in Cincy. He's coming to Eastern Michigan, giving them the bump at QB that they need.
Hell yes. They start the season off with a win they get St. Francis at home, and then they play at Wisconsin and at UMass.
Easy 2-1.
Easy 2-1 there. Texas State at home, at NIU, Miami of Ohio.
Winning 2 of 3 with the loss to Miami of Ohio.
I also have them losing 1 in that stretch. So I think we have them at 4 wins so far, already at 4 wins. They get Ball State at home, at Bowling Green before the bye week.
I have them going 1-1 there with a win at Bowling Green.
I have them going 1-1, but I could see 2-0 here. I could see it. We both have them at 5 wins so far. They get the bye week, and then they finish off the season at Toledo, Ohio, and Western Michigan, both at home, and at Central Michigan.
I got them 2-2 with losses to Toledo and Central Michigan, winning the 2 home games.
I'm going to be extra confident just because I'm a homer for Eastern Michigan. I'm going to have them 3-1 in this stretch.
Easily could happen. That
I have them losing to Toledo. I have them losing at Toledo and winning out for the rest of the season. You have them at 7, I believe.
I do. Yes, sir.
You have them at 7. I have them at 8. I'm going to put my faith into Chris Creighton and the Eastern Michigan team, and I'm going to just go over. I'm not even leaning this. I'm saying they're going to go over.
I love it, man. I would go over with Chris Creighton as well.
Let's fucking go. Up next, it's my other favorite MAC team, Ohio, just because shout out Frank Solich. I always represent Frank Solich. Love the man. Their over-under is 6.5.
Yes, and they have a lot coming back on this team. 7 on both sides of the ball. They got an interesting quarterback battle, though. Armani Rogers, formerly of UNLV, has come there for his last 2 seasons, and they have Nathan Rourke's younger brother, Rourke. Very interesting quarterback battle there. 2 very different styles.
Something to watch for sure. They start the season 2 Power 5s. They play at Texas, and then they get Syracuse at home. You always get these weird Power 5 teams that like to travel to these smaller schools. I respect it.
I don't have the Texas game.
What are they? Did I have it wrong?
Yeah, I got them opening up with Syracuse and then going Duquesne after that at home.
I might have had the different schedule.
Yeah, ULL has Texas week 1.
Son of a bitch. Yep, I don't know why I had Texas there. Either way, they start the season off with Syracuse and then Duquesne. They get them both at home, though, right?
They do. I got them with 2 wins. I'm interested to see what you do. I know you like Dino.
I do like Dino, but I like Solich more. 2-0.
Yeah, Solich is going to have those boys pumped.
Then they get at Louisiana, at Northwestern, and at Akron. That's rough.
Stretch.
That's a rough stretch. At least they get Akron to finish off. I'll have them winning that game.
Same here, 1 and 2.
1 and 2, so we have them at 3 wins so far. Central Michigan at Buffalo and Kent State at home before the bye.
1 with a loss to Buffalo.
I'll give them 2 and 1, probably with a loss to Kent State. Then they get the bye week. Then they finish off the season. Miami of Ohio at home, at Eastern Michigan, Toledo, and at Bowling Green.
I got them finishing strong with 3 and 1, with the only loss being at Eastern Michigan.
I am going to agree with you. No, I'm not going to agree with you. I'm going to have them 2 and 2 there because I'm going to have them losing to Eastern Michigan and Toledo.
There you go. Okay.
I think we're both on the over, though.
Heavily on the over, yes. My only thing is I'm worried about old man Solich in this 2 quarterback thing. I just don't know what he's going to do with it. It's scaring me.
If you can, if you're not like a hairpin trigger kind of guy, maybe wait until they kind of announce like a front runner for the starting quarterback position.
What it might be is they're going to play both.
I don't like seeing that. I do not like seeing that.
I don't either. I mean, it could be really, really sexy, the right offense. Solich you could be my grandpa.
I don't see it. Like the combination of a 2 quarterback system and Solich, I don't like it.
Yeah, so that's my only hesitation, but I do like the over.
Up next, we got the Buffalo Bulls with an over-under of 7.5.
Yeah, this over-under dropped a whole win when Leopold announced he was leaving. So that's interesting.
I think he might be worth more than just 1 win, too, honestly.
Especially with what he took with him.
Yeah, like all the transfers and everything. They start the season off with Wagner at home, then they play at Nebraska, and then get Coastal Carolina at home. As a Nebraska fan, I was worried. I was very worried about this Buffalo game until Leopold announced he was going to Kansas. And then I was like, whoo! Okay.
After looking into Nebraska, I think would have lost as Buffalo stood coming into this year. I really like Scott Frost. I want him to get things going, but it is not looking good.
So as someone who follows the program with Lance Leopold and all the kids who if they didn't transfer, I was like Buffalo could very easily win that game.
And I'll give you the notable ones. They lost their top wide receiver coming back. They lost a senior left guard, Jacob Hall, who was very talented. All-MAC center Mike Nowitzki, and their defensive leader, he was a D lineman, senior D tackle Eddie Wilson. So that's a lot.
The two that really stood out to me were the tackle and the center. When you lose senior members of your offensive line, that hurts so much.
Exactly.
Especially one as important as the center.
Especially when you're a team that relies on the run.
That hurts a team like Buffalo so much. So I have them 1-2 there in this stretch.
Same for me.
Then they get at Old Dominion, Western Michigan, at Kent State.
I do have them going 2-1 there with a loss to Kent State.
I think I have them 1-2 here. So
That's
I have them at
fair
2
enough.
wins. You have them at 3. Then they get Ohio at home, at Akron, and Bowling Green.
I actually have them taking all 3 of those games.
I could see it. I think I gotta give the lean. I don't remember if I gave the game to Buffalo or not. I think I did.
I think you did as well.
I think I did. So I have them going 2-1 in this stretch. Then they get the bye week. They finish off their season at Miami of Ohio, NIU at home, and at Ball State.
I have them winning only the Northern Illinois game and losing the other 2.
I am lockstep with you. I am pretty comfortably on the under here.
I have them at 7, but I could easily see it going further south. There's a lot to figure out on this team.
I have them at 6, and I could see them dropping a game to I could see Akron getting them, honestly.
I would like that, honestly.
It'd be hilarious.
That would amuse me. Yeah.
Up next, I don't know if they're your favorite team to win this year, but they're mine, Toledo, with an over-under of 8.
Yeah, the next 2 teams are so close.
They're
Toledo,
so close.
I'm going with my heart, and I'm taking Toledo, the Rockets, to win the MAC. That is my heart, but either way, it's a beautiful over.
That's my gut pick right there. Over under of 8. I love to see it. They start the season, Norfolk State at home, at Notre Dame, and then Colorado State at home.
I got them 2-1, and I'm not even entirely comfortable that Notre Dame takes them.
I am lockstep there. I have them at 2-1. I could definitely see them taking out Notre Dame. That's a very trappy game. Then they get at Ball State, at UMass, and NIU at home.
I have them going 2-1 with wins over UMass and Northern Illinois.
Same. So we have them at 2 losses so far. Then they get at Central Michigan and Western Michigan at home before the bye.
2 wins for me.
2 wins as well. They finish off the season. Eastern Michigan, at Bowling Green, at Ohio, and Akron.
I got them 3-1 with a loss on the second leg of the back-to-back to OU.
I know they're losing one of those back-to-back, and I also have them at 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, here's what it boils down to. They got 11 back on offense. They got 10 back on defense. They have Jason Candle still. They have weapons all over the field. Quarterback's your only question mark. So I love this team.
I love it. I think we're both on 9-3.
9-3, yes, sir. And I am heavy on the over because I'm not even confident they lose that OU or the Notre Dame game.
I'm way more confident that they would go 11-1 than 7-5.
Same here. I think this is a gimme. It's one of my favorite we've done so far.
Love the over here. Last team of the MAC, Ball State. I'm pretty sure both Toledo and Ball State are returning the most players in the country.
Yeah, 8 back on offense, 9 back on defense for Ball State. They were 7-1 last year, and they were good.
They were really fucking good. They started the season out. Oh, go ahead.
It was crazy because Mike knew he was on the hot seat, and This is his 6th year he's back. I mean, they had a great year, so very confusing. I'm a little worried it was a COVID thing, but we'll see.
We will have to see. They start the season off with Western Illinois at home, and then a brutal back-to-back with Penn State and Wyoming on the road.
And I will go 1-2 here as far as I have, but good God, I'm going to put some money on them beating Penn State. I think it could happen.
I'm going to sprinkle some on that too. I also have them going 1-2. That's tough because Wyoming's so far, and playing at elevation is always tough.
In the second leg of a back-to-back, it's the worst-case scenario.
It's always tough. Then they get Toledo and Army at home before going to Western Michigan.
I got them beating Toledo and Army, actually, and then losing to Western Michigan after play Army.
I have them going probably 2-1 here as well. I can't see them beating all 3 of these teams. And then they get Eastern Michigan on the back-to-back, the second leg of that. That's rough. And Miami of Ohio before the bye week.
Yeah, to me, you have to pick a loss on that back-to-back away games. One of those direct teams are going to get them. So I'm going to go with my heart and say it's Chris. No, I had Western. I'm sorry.
You had Western.
Eastern
I am going to
Michigan.
go Chris Creighton, giving them the L here. So I have Eastern over this one.
There you go. I'm glad one of us did it.
And then they get the bye week. They finish off their season at Akron, at NIU, Central Michigan, and Buffalo.
I got 4-0, man.
I also have them
it.
finishing 4-0.
They have Drew Plitt coming back, who was all MAC quarterback last year. He had 2,200 yards, 17 TDs in 8 games. He's got 2 all MAC wide receivers coming back. Johannes Tyler is a 4-time all MAC wide receiver, and he's the FBS active leader in receptions. So that's awesome. That's a lot.
I'm at 8. I'm at 8 on the money. If I'm going anywhere, it's probably over.
Yeah, I'm over. I got him at 9, and I love it.
I'm not quite as confident on you on this one. This is such a fun conference to watch. Even if you're not going to be like gambling, but you probably should be gambling. This is like one of the most entertaining college conferences to watch.
I mean, what are you doing with your life if you're not gambling on this? I don't know. But yeah, hurts to gamble on it. Awesome to watch it shake out.
Do you have a favorite to win the MAC?
Toledo,
I'm looking right now. DraftKings has them at plus 350. They're actually tied with Ball State right now.
Yeah, that's for sure my 2 front runners, but I like Toledo there. I do like that.
I might fuck around and because I'm a huge homer, sprinkle some on Eastern Michigan at 22-1.
Dude, that would never hurt. Chris Creighton would not shine, buddy. I mean, you got a cap on that team only because it's Eastern Michigan. Chris Creighton, sky's the limit.
And I know we talked about them earlier. Miami of Ohio, if you like a real long shot, they're 33-1 odds.
Again, did it 2 years ago, man. I love it.
Do you have a favorite win total?
It is Toledo, and second is Northern Illinois, the under 4.
I think my favorite is Northern Illinois under 4, and my second is Bowling Green under 1.5.
I love that.
I fucking love it, man. That'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium Tailgate MAC Breakdown. We cover all the win totals. You know how we do it, folks. We're covering every team of every conference in all of college football. So if you want your degenerate picks, we got them coming at you every single week. It's my buddy here, Court Vision. Tell the people where they can find you.
At 32 Court Vision on Twitter. Court Vision is my page on BTV. Shout out. Love the boys over there. That's where you can find me.
Hell yes. And I'm going to say it again, folks. What I want you to do for me is go over to my YouTube. On this Friday specifically, I have my mid-year report coming out. I'm doing a giveaway. It's going to be awesome. Go to XFL Gym on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Fucking dig it. The Jimnasium is there all the time. Get all your updates. Get all the awesome XFL Gym action. Go over to my YouTube. This is the Jimnasium. That's my man, Court Vision. This is the MAC Conference. Let's fucking go.